From the WEAC studio in Oxford, you're watching the award-winning Pigskin Roundup on TV 24.
It is Friday night. It is high school football here in the state of Alabama. And once again, we have the Pigskin Roundup here on TV 24 and WOTM, brought to you by our friends at Team 1 Automotive. And we also have Anna Catherine. AC is back in the house this week, and we've obviously been thinking of you over the past week, and we're glad to have you back in. We will get you scores and highlights here from week 3, second week of region play. I'll tell you what, AC, this has been a really fun season overall, but I think this is the week where we start to find out a little bit more about the clarity of the regions.
Absolutely. You know, this week there are a lot of region matchups, which always lends to some fun football.
Exactly. It certainly does, and it starts to clear up the picture a little bit in these region races as we move along. So let's go straight to our scores here, brought to you by ERA King, and we will start in Class 7A where the Gadsden City Titans and Hoover. This one was tight early on in the game, but the number 2 Hoover Buccaneers ended up pulling away in the second half. Final score 44-17. Our guy Tristan was at this game. We will see highlights of this one as Hoover moves to 4-0 on the year with a 44-17 win over the Titans.
Another game we'll have some highlights from later tonight. Our game of the week at Lamar Field, Oxford and Southside. Southside getting the win over the Yellow Jackets, 35-17.
Another entertaining game, another big win for the Panthers inside the region. Meanwhile, Talladega and Pell City hooking up tonight over by I-20. It is Pell City getting the best of Talladega. It's somewhat of a rivalry. Those two schools are relatively close to one another. Panthers over the Tigers, 55-21.
As we mentioned, lots of region matchups tonight. St. Clair County traveling to number 6 Alexandria. Valley Cubs getting the win 50-7.
Meanwhile, Lincoln and Centerpoint hooking up in another big matchup in the region, and this is actually Lincoln winning. From last I checked, it was Lincoln getting the win over Centerpoint 44-10, so the Golden Bears will move on there.
Number 3, Central Clay County on the road in Elmore County. Volunteers get the win, 42-14.
A very tight game up in Center Alabama. Cherokee County and Anniston. The Warriors knock off the Anniston Bulldogs. Anniston, of course, played a really tight game with Jacksonville last week. They got the win against the Golden Eagles. They played Cherokee County today. This is a very tight region, and once again, it shows on the scoreboard as Cherokee County gets the 1-point victory over Anniston, an upset victory over in Center, the Warriors winning it by 1.
Big night in Jacksonville. It was homecoming, and the Golden Eagles pull out the win big time, 48-7 over the Wildcats.
Meanwhile, Jacksonville, who we talked about a little bit earlier, it's a good matchup for them. Staying in Class 4A, it is Cleveland County and Munford, the Tigers, knocking off the Munford Lions. Final score in that one, 47-20. This has probably been one of the most impressive teams in all of East Alabama. Their turnaround, Cleveland County's, has been nothing short of amazing. And right now, huge win, 4-0 on the season, 47-20 your final score from Heflin.
Only the second time that these two teams have met. Etowah moves to 2-0 in this series against Fultondale with a win 49-22.
Meanwhile, Piedmont, no problem with Glencoe. The Bulldogs roll on 56-0. Piedmont looked the part last week with a nice win in the region over Sacs. Today they cruise to a win over the Yellow Jackets, shutting them out 56-0.
Some Calhoun County rivals, Walter Welborn playing at Sacs tonight. Wildcats with the win, 34-25. And we'll have some highlights from this game too.
The Pleasant Valley Raiders, an impressive win today over Weaver. You might remember Weaver last week broke a 21-game losing streak with a big victory over Glencoe. It is Pleasant Valley, though, getting the win tonight, 42-14 over the Bearcats.
Ohatchee getting a big win on the road against Hoax Bluff, 34-6.
Collinsville, no problem tonight with Brindley Mountain 44-6, the final score over there. Two really proud programs, but Collinsville once again getting the big win today, and they moved to 2-2 on the season.
Number 4, Spring Garden playing at home against Locust Fort, and the Panthers get the win, moved to 3-0. Score was 48-19.
Another impressive win by Sandrock. They keep piling these up. They're now 3-0 on the year, a 55-14 win over Gaston. So the Wildcats once again have a 0 in the loss column. Meanwhile, Gaston's still searching for that first win.
Westbrook falls on the road at Southeastern in a close game. Mustangs 34, Warriors 31.
Meanwhile, Lynette showing why they're the number 2 team in the state, a 54-21 win over a solid Fayetteville team. The Panthers, once again, one of the top teams in this classification. They will be in the hunt for a state championship all over the Fayetteville Wolves today by 33.
Ranburne with a big road win against the Randolph County Tigers with the shutout, 42-0.
Our crew got us the final score of this one. It is B.B. Comer and Lafayette. B.B. Comer moves to 2-2 on the season. Coach Fawcett and his crew put a 50 burger on Lafayette, doubling up the Bulldogs 50-25.
Cedar Bluff on the road at Summerton Christian with the win, 21-14. Summerton Christian with their first loss this season.
Very competitive region over in Class 1A. Winterboro and Donahoe hooking up, and Winterboro comes into the Anderson area and beats the Falcons. Final score in that one, 61-22.
Another close game tonight between two 1A schools. Raglan getting the win over Woodland, 22-21.
It's kind of been a theme here. There are a lot of blowouts and a lot of close games. This will be another blowout. It is Wadley all over Victory Christian, 41-0. Of course, you saw Victory here last week with an impressive win, but tonight it is Wadley moving to 4-0 with that 41-0 victory.
Coosa Christian falls to Galesville at home, 20-17, in another kind of close game between these two 1A schools.
Another one-possession game there. That's kind of been the theme here. And then once again, another blowout. It is 43-7. This was the AHSAA WOTM Game of the Week, seen right here on WOTM and TV24. We'll have highlights of this one. You do not want to miss a guy named DeMarcus Lacey. He was a big player in this game. 43-7, the final score as the Spartans get the win in Class 5A in the Region 5 matchup over there. Another big one. Another big score to pass along before we get to other business. Fayette County, they got their win today, 48-0. That might not mean a lot to a lot of people. It does mean a lot to Fayette County. It's their first win of the year, but it's the 700th in program history. Last week, T.R. Miller, the first to 700. Now Fayette County joins them both with 700. That is the most, tied for the most in AHSAA history. So congratulations over to Fayette County. We want to let you know how you can watch our program if you are watching us or know somebody that wants to. Here's how. TV24, you can watch it on terrestrial television, TV24, also on WOTM. Also, we are live on Facebook or live on YouTube. Pigskin Roundup, just go search there, and we will have the links up on our Facebook accounts as well. We will also tweet those out and put it up all of our social media accounts where you can watch the show live each and every Friday night.
If you are following our Twitter account, you might have seen some of the highlights that we'll be showing you tonight. So keep a lookout there and keep a lookout tonight on the show.
Exactly. We'll have a whole lot of scores and highlights. So that some of that is coming your way over the next hour. We're here till 11:30. Coming up next here on our program, we will speak with Etowah head coach Ryan Locke. We will also have some scores and some highlights as our program rolls along.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team One Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team One dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at teamoneconnect.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Hey folks, this is George Brunner with Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac. Superior offers a full lineup of new GMCs, Cadillacs, and Hyundai. Between our 2 locations in Anniston and the one in Pell City, we have a great selection. Superior has the best selection of used trucks I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a long time. See all our vehicles at our new website, superioralabama.com. That's superioralabama.com. Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac, where you're always more than just a number.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
This is your invitation to shop Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team 1 Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
And welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. We also want to thank one of our other fine sponsors, Cutter's Pizza and Wings. I know I got a slice of pizza a little bit earlier. Those carbs just enough to get me rolling and get the games edited and all in. Give our energy for our crew and staff as well. Go visit them. There's 2 locations, one in Alexandria and one in Oxford. Thank you to Cutter's Pizza and Wings for your sponsorship of the Pigskin Roundup. We are joined tonight by the head coach of the Etowah Blue Devils, Coach Ryan Locke joins us. And Coach, you're coming off a very nice win tonight, put up a 49 spot in a big win today in the region against Fultondale, 49-22. First off, Coach, congratulations on the victory. Tell us how it all played out tonight.
Last week. You worry about, the kids getting over complacent and not taking an opponent serious. And it was senior night, so we were able to go out and perform, thought at a pretty high level. Practice didn't go as good this week as I would have liked it, but I thought our kids showed up and were able to perform tonight at a pretty high level. Thought we were able to do some things in the running game, which I was, to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in after the Adiana game. Our defense came out and played tremendous again during the first half. In the second half, we started subbing some young guys in, and they were able to score on them a couple of times. But we were able to play a lot of people tonight, so I was really proud of that. Thought we ran the ball and threw the ball pretty well. Pretty much throughout the whole first half and early in the third quarter. But proud of our kids, proud of our coaching staff. It was our first home game this season, so it was a good win from that standpoint. First home game, it was senior night, so I think the Blue Devils were happy tonight.
Coach, this is your second year at Etowah, and last year with COVID, it's a little weird. So how do you think this year compares to your first year last year?
Well, COVID hasn't gone anywhere. So we're still having to deal with that. But, it's the kids know me a little bit better, I guess, as a head coach now. So it's a little more, I would say they're a little more used to how I am now as a head coach, whereas, coming in last year, I'd been an assistant on staff, and they didn't really know me as a head coach. So, I'd say year 2 has been a little more a traditional standpoint, I guess you would say, for the most part. But I would still say that there are some things that you have to work through with every team, and this team is unique. It's not last year's team by any means. This group has their own unique style, and you have to figure the kids out every year, almost starting over, I guess, in some cases.
Exactly. You mentioned some of the guys from last year's football team. You got guys like Trent Davis and Nine-Eye Davis and Ollie Finch that all went and signed with colleges. Also, other big seniors on your football team as well. Who are some of the guys that have replaced it? Obviously, high school football, college football, it's cyclical. The guys come in 3 and 4 and 5 year cycles. Who are some of the guys that are right now contributing to your club?
Well, defensively, we've got Tyler Dobbs, who's been this is his third year starting. He was an all-region linebacker for us really the last couple of years. Jacob Sanford returns. We have a lot of kids who have played significant playing time. It's just, everybody knows, obviously, Trent and Ollie and Nana, because they were the ones that scored all the touchdowns last year. But we have a lot of guys who, Trace Thompson returns as the quarterback. We have a lot of linemen that have played the last couple of years, and Bennett Nance, Jalen Billingsley. We've got 4 offensive linemen that started last year at one point in time that returned this year. And defensively, we returned 2 starters at linebacker. We returned 2 starters in the secondary. Briggs Freeman, who played a lot last year for us in different roles, has really taken some ownership at the running back position. And, we've got a lot of Ollie Finch, his brother, Omarion Finch, has really stepped up and taken over some big responsibilities outside and as a wide receiver. So, and then we've got some other young men. Jarvis Hardwick is pulling some double duty on defense and offense along with Andrew Pierce. And, Jacob Sanford is pulling some double duty, obviously, on the defensive line, but also playing tight end and fullback for us. So, Stephen Jones is another one, is a name that was on the team last year, didn't see a whole lot of playing time, but has really come on. Josh Graham is another one who has really come on, particularly in our secondary. So I'm really pleased with how the team is starting to shape up. We obviously have a lot of room to continue to improve on. A lot of things that we need to continue to improve in as far as the little details of the game. But I think the team is starting to come along pretty well.
2 final ones for you, 2 quick ones. You play in a very tough region, but you're off to a nice 2-0 start in this region. You were in the semifinals last year. You know what it takes to get that close to the mountaintop. What will this team have to do to continue to play well in this region? Some of the things you're looking forward to as you move forward.
Well, we're going to have to be. We need to continue to improve on us. And I've made this very clear to the team, or as clear as I can, and we'll continue to harp on it. We're in a situation where we need to work on us week in, week out, and that's not a sign of disrespect for any of our opponents at all, because we do have all the respect in the world for the teams that we line up against and play on Friday night, because we know we're going to get their best shot. But we, number one thing, before we're concerned about anybody else, we have to work on us. And I'll be honest with you, the limit is the sky's the limit with this team when it comes to the possibilities that they can have. But there's also, we're not the same team as we were last year, and that's been made very clear to them. Nana's not here, Trent's not here, Ollie's not here. Obviously, we have some guys who can step up and make big plays, but we need to continue to work on us in every phase of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams. We need to continue to try to eliminate penalties. We didn't do as good of a job tonight as I wish we would have done on that standpoint. We had too many penalties tonight. We have to continue to work on that and improve on that. But overall, I'm proud of the way the team is performing and the coaches are coaching. And, we'll see if we continue to improve the right way. I know we've got a big region game coming up next week against Asheville, and I think the world of Shea Monroe and his coaching staff and his program, and we certainly will have our work cut out for us next week on the road.
Coach, we'll get you out of here on a lighter note. AC, I don't even think I've told you this, but Ryan Locke and I actually played high school football against one another. He played at Benjamin Russell High School. I played at Homewood High School. We graduated the same year. Coach, it is unreal to me that this is the 20th anniversary of our senior year of high school. It's unreal. I know I'm showing my age a little bit, but go back to that time. Obviously, we played the 2 state championships against one another. You guys won one. We won one. How has your coaching days compared to your playing days? What have you seen differently in the locker room now that you have kind of two different points of view?
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't that great of a player. You were a much better football player than I was. I was blessed to be on a good football team with good players. It's funny you bring that up because about 2 weeks ago we had an off week, which would have been week 1 after our Gaston City game, and Benjamin Russell actually, they hosted us back for a 20-year reunion of the 2001 state championship team, and it was great to see all those guys, and a lot of fond memories from both, from all my high school years. I've said it before, the reason I got into coaching was because of the impact that my coaches had on me growing up, and people like Phil Lazenby and Willie Hall Martin and Jeff Williams and Dwight Busby and J.R. Fulkerson and Kevin Smith and all those guys, Sammy Teal, Bill Lutz, those guys were my coaches, and we had a really good team, and we didn't realize until we left, just how good we were. I mean, we were really brainwashed to think how good we were, but we had a good football team. Homewood had a really good football team. That was an interesting 3 years. Yep. That we had against Homewood, because we played our sophomore year in the first round of the playoffs, and we won it, and then we opened up with Homewood the next year, and we won that one, and saying we, Benjamin Russell did. And then, go fast forward to the state championship game in 2000. I can still see it right now. We had a 10-0 lead, and we muffed and y'all drive down and kicked the field goal, and we muffed the kickoff.
That's right.
We dropped the ball on the 10-15 yard line, and y'all scored 2 or 3 plays later. And from there, it was a battle of attrition, and Homewood by rights won it. That was a tough, 5 overtimes later.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we open up with you guys again the next year at your place, and again we go into overtime.
Right.
And we lose. Overtime didn't suit us very well. But we kind of had a feeling that senior year that we would see y'all again in the state championship game, and as it proved, we beat Briarwood in the semis to get there, and we certainly had a lot of respect for you guys. And I can remember after the 2000 state championship game, Coach Newton, I thought, showed a lot of class. He came down to Alex City, and actually we had a team meeting the week after y'all had won it.
Right.
And Coach Newton came down and told us, because Coach Newton and Coach Lazenby, who was our head coach in 2000, they had played together at Sanford, and so they had a lot of respect for him. Coach Newton came down and basically told us how proud he was of the effort that we displayed in the state championship game, and he wanted to tell us that basically that we gave a great effort, and that it was one of those deals where it was just one of the unfortunate points that somebody had to lose that game, and we were the ones that lost it. But always thought the world of Coach Newton. Ran into him actually a couple of times after that as I got into coaching, and thought that they were at Homewood and Benjamin Russell. It was some fierce competition on the field, but I always thought that it was a clean game every time we played y'all.
Exactly.
2 really good football teams, 2 really well coached football teams that went at each other and gave each other everything they had. And 5 times in a 3-year period.
Exactly.
We played y'all. So by the time we got into our senior year, we both knew each other pretty well. But fast forward now to me having the opportunity to coach these kids. I mean, it's I think we all have anybody who gets into coaching has been influenced at some point in time by their previous coaches. And for me, you know, it was definitely Phil Lazenby and Willie Carl Martin and all those guys that I mentioned. And you know, just like here at Etowah, you know, a lot of these young men, a lot of these people around here have been influenced by Raymond Farmer. And I'm happy to know that, you know, pleased to say that Coach Farmer still comes around a lot.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, he was in my office yesterday. You know, he has influenced a lot of the people that are still a part of Etowah football. So, you know, high school was a long time ago, but it's impacted a lot of our lives. And these kids don't understand how much, you know, when they look back on it 20 years from now, how much they're going to enjoy looking back on the fond memories that they have together.
Exactly. It's honestly why the reason that we all stay in the game right now, for the memories that it has. You and I both play for Hall of Fame coaches. You are making a great impact on your team right now. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. The best of luck down the road. Coach Ryan Locke, the head coach of the Etowah Blue Devils.
Well, thank you very much for having me on. Go Big Blue.
Absolutely. We'll see you, Coach. There's Coach Ryan Locke of the Etowah Blue Devils. Sorry to take you down memory lane there for a little bit. Homewood, Benjamin Russell days. Had to bring those back. Thank you, Coach Ryan Locke, for joining us now. We'll go back to current football, 2021 football. We'll go to Calhoun County, a pair of Class 3A Region 5 teams hooking up today over in Calhoun County. It is Wellborn and Sax. This is a really big matchup, a really big game for both of these teams. The Calhoun County rivals meeting up over at Jack Stewart Field in Sax tonight. Wildcats looking to bounce back after that tough loss to Piedmont. Meanwhile, the Panthers playing a very tough schedule, trying to look for their first win of the season. It's Sax on the move on their first drive. Senior running back Ricky Garrett, nice tough run right up the middle, picks up 7 yards, keeps the drive alive. A couple of plays later, quarterback Sean Parnell on the keeper, caps off the 7-play drive with a 27-yard touchdown run. Extra point, no good. Sax takes the early 6-0 lead. Meanwhile, Wellborn coach Jeff Smith looking for an answer from his squad, and the Panthers respond. Xavier Parker on the carry. Nice blocking up the middle. Big gain of 29 yards right up the Wellborn sideline. Very next play is Jesse Lewis on the carry. Another nice run. Give him 15 yards. Keep those chains moving, and Wellborn still on the run. 3 plays later, the run leads to the play action. Grayson Johnson hits Kelvin Clark in the flats. Clark takes it in for the 8-yard touchdown. Extra point, no good. We are all knotted up at 6. Meanwhile, Wellborn's next possession, the 4th down conversion. Beautiful play, very good. Johnson hits Bo Neely to lock out that first down, but the Panthers unable to capitalize. This is the 4th down pass play. Falls incomplete, so the Wildcats take over. Ensuing drive, Ricky Garrett back on the carry. Nice little gap right up the middle, takes it 13-yard for the first down. Couple of plays later, it is Garrett again. Very tough run down to the 1-yard line, and the big man gets you there. You got to give it to him. Big number 1, the 1-yard touchdown run. Sax takes the lead 12-6, and they do not relinquish it. It was a good game all the way through into the 4th quarter, but it is Sax getting the win tonight. Final score 34-25. So the Wildcats pick up their first region win, the first win after that big Piedmont game there. So Wellborn still looking for their first win. It's a monster matchup between these two teams, a very tough and competitive classification. Well, coming up next here on the Pigskin Roundup, we'll have more scores and highlights, and we'll talk a little Lincoln High School football as well.
The Pigskin Roundup!
Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team 1, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
I was finally ready to buy my first home after renting for the last several years. As I started my search, I got overwhelmed by how many websites and confusing listings there are. That's when I found the experts at ERA King. To me, ERA means expertise, reliability, and activity. I depended on them to find a home in my budget, and they didn't stop working until the keys were in my hands. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team One can help. If you make $350 a week, Team One can finance you. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Team One can finance you. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to the Pigskin Roundup here on TV24 and WOTM, brought to you by our friends at Team One Automotive. We will go to some more highlights. This is the game of the week that you saw last night right here on TV24 and WOTM. It is Pleasant Grove and Center Point. This was a really good one. It's a really good good football game by a good football team and a really good football player. DeMarcus Lacey of Pleasant Grove gets the Spartans started off with a 77-yard touchdown run on the first play of the game. The Spartans go up 6-0 early on in this one, and keep DeMarcus Lacey's name in mind. Alex Young, the quarterback, would add to it, a 25-yard touchdown scamper. Just like that, it is 12-0 Pleasant Grove. The Spartan defense added a touchdown in the first quarter. Meanwhile, DeMarcus Lacey, again, a 51-yard run, a very athletic play. Watch him stop on a dime right there. Takes it inside the 10-yard line. A few plays later, 13-yard touchdown run, makes it an 18-0 game for Pleasant Grove. The Spartans will also get it done on special teams. A great blocking here for Kyron Burrows. Watch the wall set up here by Pleasant Grove, runs it deep into Dragon territory, and then later on it's Lacey. On the direct snap, he was sensational. 198 yards on just 6 carries and 2 touchdowns, averaged 18.4 yards per carry. Quarterback Alex Young was very efficient. 7 of 9, 177 and 2 touchdowns. Burrow and also T.D. Parker were big in the passing game. Pleasant Grove rolled up 362 yards to get this on 15 plays in the first half alone. It took a 37-0 lead to halftime when Nona scored a late touchdown in the ball game to keep them from getting the shutout. So it's Pleasant Grove 43 and Winona 7. So Pleasant Grove moves to 2-1 on the season. However, they're 3-0 on the field. Keep in mind they had to forfeit a game because of an ineligible player situation the very first game against Oxford. So they look very impressive on the field, and on the field, they are undefeated. This is a team coached by Darryl LeBeau. He is now 35-9 in his 4th season with the Spartans. Meanwhile, DeMarcus Lacey right now, 426 yards and 6 touchdowns on less than just about 20 carries for Mr. DeMarcus Lacey. He's a very good back out of Pleasant Grove High School. Well, speaking of Pleasant Grove and that big game last night, we'll have a multitude of games coming up over the next few weeks here on WOTM and TV24. It is the AHSAA Game of the Week, seen right here on WOTM and My 68 on Thursdays at 7 p.m. This upcoming week, it is Opelika and Carver Montgomery. We'll have that game live for you right here on WOTM and My 68. Meanwhile, some other games that you'll see coming up next, Oxford and Gadsden City. After that, meanwhile, Oak Mountain and Spain Park. A couple of games to be determined in the middle of the season, and then Oxford and Central Phoenix City will close us out here on WOTM in our high school football game of the week here on the TV24 and WOTM. We'll take a short break right now. We'll come back with more scores and highlights here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive.
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hey folks, I just want to remind you all that Team One Automotive is proud to be a part of Pigskin Roundup, proud to be a part of this community, and we want you on our team. Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team One, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. We'll get to the scores in just a bit, but first we'll talk a little Lincoln High School football with the head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears, Coach Matt Zedeker. And Coach is on a bus right now, so won't take too much of his time. First off, Coach, I know tonight was rough, a tough game against Center Point, but let's talk big picture about your ball club here in 2021. What are some of the things that you saw maybe in the preseason, and then some of the things that you see right now as we've kind of gone a few games into the year and into region play?
Yeah, just a team that's hungry to win football games. We got a tremendous senior class. We took one on the chin tonight by a very good Center Point team that hadn't won a game yet. And Coach Bates and that staff a lot of credit. They took it to us, but this season's been it's been interesting to say the least. We've been decimated by COVID. We've had car wrecks. We've had the forfeit games. Like I told my coaching staff today, I just like to play one game. Out. But man, it's a tremendous opportunity for our kids to handle adversity with a stand up type attitude to see how we can put a good product on the field. And can't say enough about how our teams play. Beat a very good Southside team to open the season. Took leads last week to the final play and got beat on the last play of the game. And then, just was really beat up this week going into a Center Point team that took it to us. But our team's fighting week in, week out, handling the adversity, handling the different obstacles. And, so hopefully this week we'll be able to get some guys back, maybe back, COVID guys back, and possibly put a full team on the field.
Exactly. Coach, I remember last year we were talking in the middle of Talladega County Media Days, and you gave a really impassioned talk about just what this year meant. We, at this point last year, at the point of Media Days, we didn't even know if we were having a football season. We got through that football season, albeit it wasn't easy for anyone, and obviously this year has been really tough for you, like you said, not only with COVID, but with car wrecks and other situations that are beyond your control as a football coach. What is your overall message as you deal with this? Obviously, the wins and the losses, in a lot of people's eyes, a lot of times it kind of gets put to the side because of real life situations and some of the things that you're handling right now in 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting up every day, putting your pants on, and going to work. It's handling what life throws at you, and this game teaches so many life lessons in that aspect. And so we take what's given to us, and we make the best out of it. We stay together as a family and with one love on this family and fight. And it's just take day by day, game by game, and see if we can do the best with what we got.
Coach, I know you have a lot of duties. You're on a bus right now, headed back home. We won't take any more of your time, but thank you so much for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup. We'll catch up with you again down the road, and we wish you continued success both on and off the field.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate what you guys do for high school football.
Not a problem, Coach. Thank you so much. That is Coach Matt Zedeker of the Lincoln High School Golden Bears. And as you heard, obviously really dealing with a really tough situation, both in his locker room as well as the community, and they'll try to heal. And football can be one of those things that is a learning process through all of it. And we thank Coach Zedeker for his time. Now let's get back to the scores as we reset a little bit. If you didn't join us for our first segment, here we are. Gadsden City and Hoover is where we'll start in Class 7A football. This was a good game early on, a one-possession game. Gadsden City actually had the lead, but it is Hoover that really propelled a lot in the second half. The Buccaneers get the victory over the Titans. The final score, 44-17.
Our game of the week at Lamar Field. Southside getting the win over Oxford, 35-17.
Meanwhile, over at Pell City, it is the Panthers, 55, a big win over Talladega, 55-21 over the Tigers.
Number 6, Alexandria with a big win over St. Clair County, 50-7.
Meanwhile, as you heard earlier from Lincoln, it was a really tough game by the Lincoln Golden Bears and a really good game for the Eagles. Final score in that one was 44-10. Once again, thanks to Coach Matt Zedeker for he and his squad as they deal with so many issues. 44-10, though, the final score in that region matchup.
Number 3, Central Clay County on the road in Elmore County, getting the win 42-14.
Meanwhile, Anniston and Cherokee County played a great game, a one-point game. Anniston coming off the big win over Jacksonville. You see this game, Cherokee County getting the upset over Anniston. This is really a fun region to watch.
Big night in Jacksonville. It was homecoming, and they also celebrated 100 years of Jacksonville football. They got the win tonight, 48-7 over White Plains.
How about those Cleburne County Tigers? They continue to roll 4-0 now on the year. This is a really big bounce back from where they were just a couple of years ago, 47-20 over a very good Munford Lions team.
Number 2, Piedmont getting the win. Fultondale at Etowah. Etowah getting the win 49-22 over the Wildcats.
My girl AC was a little fast on that one. Now we got to Piedmont. Their offense is just as fast, and so is Austin Estes. 56-0 is the final score over Glencoe. The Bulldogs continue to roll.
Wellborn playing at Sachs. Wildcats with the win, 34-25.
Meanwhile, Pleasant Valley with an impressive win over Weaver. Of course, Weaver broke their 21-game losing streak last week, 42-14. The Pleasant Valley Raiders picking up first win of the 2021 season.
Ohatchee getting the win on the road against Hoax Bluff, 34-6.
Meanwhile, Collinsville, an impressive win today over Brindley Mountain, 44-6. The final score there. Collinsville now wins their second game of the year.
Number 4, Spring Garden with a big win at home against Locust Fork, 48-19.
Sandrock continues to be impressive. They continue to roll on in an undefeated season. They hang 55 on Gaston today, 55-14.
Southeastern getting a close win over Westbrook Christian. Mustangs 34, Warriors 31.
The Lynette Panthers continue to roll. This is a very impressive football team. Of course, they've had some issues of their own as far as adversity goes within their program. However, on the field, they continue to dominate. The number 2 team in the state, 54-21, a victory over Fayetteville.
Ranburn with a big win, a shutout on the road against Randolph County, 42-0.
BB Comer doubles up Lafayette. Final score, 50-25. An impressive win by Coach Fawcett and the Tigers.
Cedar Bluff getting the win on the road, 21-14 over the Summerton Christian Eagles.
An impressive win for the Winterboro Bulldogs. They beat a very good Donahoe team. Final score in that one, 61-22 in a very competitive region.
Raglan and Woodland in another close game tonight with only a 1-point difference. Purple Devils 22, Bobcats 21.
Wadley 41-0. The Bulldogs continue to impress. We saw Victory Christian last week. This is a very good football team. What Wadley did today is impressive. 41-0, the victory over the Lions.
2 more 1A teams. Galesville getting the win over Coosa Christian, 20-17.
DeMarcus Lacey powered the win last night in the AHSAA Game of the Week, 43-7. The Pleasant Grove Spartans getting the win over the Winona Dragons today. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, Fayette County joining the list of the 7 teams that have won 700 games in their program history. A 48-0 win. So Fayette County joining T.R. Miller's 700 club, the only 2 there in that club. T.R. Miller did it last week, and Fayette County did it this week. AC, our game of the week was a good one between two really good 6A football teams. This is really, has been a lopsided series between Southside and Oxford, but today a really impressive run there by the Panthers.
Yes, so 6A region matchup between the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Southside Panthers. Yellow Jackets on a win streak after beating Scottsboro last week, looking to get another W tonight. This is the 18th meeting between these two teams, and for Southside, their first and only win was a playoff victory all the way back in 1980. First quarter, Yellow Jackets on a crucial 4th down. Kamari McClellan makes the pass to Amari Carroll to move the chains, and that conversion sets up a 35-yard field goal for Ray Brera, puts it through 3-0 Yellow Jackets. Panthers answer back. Brooks Nesmith pass to Cody Roberts for a touchdown, bringing the score 7-3. You can see them celebrating here, that first touchdown. First quarter coming to a close. Miguel Mitchell muffs the return, but able to scoop it up, and I think Coach Adams will probably let it slide because he takes it 85 yards deep into Panther territory for a big return. Started the second quarter, and just when the Yellow Jackets thought it was safe, McClellan intercepted by Ethan Light. 85-yard pick six to bring the score 14-3 after the PAT. Both teams trade drives back and forth, and Taylor Carr's punt is blocked. Oxford has great field position. McClellan, quarterback sneak up the middle. Yellow Jackets, first touchdown of the night, 14-10. Southside trying to keep the Jackets at bay here for a 57-yard touchdown. The extra point is good. Panthers lead by 11. Getting close to halftime, and Oxford refuses to fold. McClellan shows patience. 60-yard pass to Mitchell to bring the score 21-17 going into the half. However, that was the last time Oxford scored tonight. The final score, 35-17. Southside over Oxford at Lamar Field.
Once again, as you saw earlier, and as you said, AC, this is a series been dominated by the Oxford Yellow Jackets. A really impressive win by Coach Holcomb and the Panthers going on the road and getting a big-time region win.
Absolutely. You know, we're kind of getting into that part of the season where wins matter. You start looking at playoffs, even though it's kind of early.
Right.
So a big region win is definitely a good start for the Southside Panthers.
Exactly. Use the word playoffs. I think this game will have big playoff implications as it relates to the seeds. Of course, a lot of that's still to be determined, and we'll get there as we move on throughout the course of the regular season. We will have more scores and more highlights coming your way here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. Keep it right here.
This is your invitation to shop Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team 1 Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Hey folks, this is George Brunner with Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac. Superior offers a full lineup of new GMCs, Cadillacs, and Hyundai. Between our two locations in Anniston and the one in Pell City, we have a great selection. Superior has the best selection of used trucks I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a long time. See all our vehicles at our new website, superioralabama.com. That's superioralabama.com. Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac, where you're always more than just a number.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the key word is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team 1 Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team 1 dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at team1connect.com.
Several fine sponsors over here on the Pigskin Roundup. One of them is Cutter's Pizza and Wings. They hooked us up once again tonight, our entire crew. They can hook you up as well. They have 2 locations, one in Oxford, one in Alexandria. Visit our friends at Cutter's Pizza and Wings. Very, very good pizza, incredible wings. And we have somebody that was actually enjoying those pizza and wings earlier. Mark Everett Kelly was with us last week. Had his game last week, a very good game between Jacksonville and Anniston, and we saw what happened to those 2 teams today. You were back in 4A today in another big-time matchup. One of the big things that I was looking for out of just 4A, 5A, 6A football is these really competitive regions and these really good games. And it looks like we got, once again, another one, and you were over in Heflin for that big matchup between Heflin and Munford.
I had a chance to see Cleveland County play the very first game of the year, and I thought their offense coming out of that game was pretty exciting. And this was from an offense that really struggled last year. We had talked about only scoring 78 points all year last year.
Right.
And the way they played, scoring 43 points against Ohatchee in their opener, helped me kind of understand this team really has worked hard over the summer. So it's been fun to see their progression as we moved on in the season.
Exactly. Let's go straight to our highlights over at Ellie Bell Field in Heflin as Cleveland County and Munford hooked up tonight.
So Munford, they're coming off a 40-10 loss at Hanley last week, and Cleveland County lost 6 straight to Munford in the series. Very first play, fumble. Devontae Cantrell fumbles the ball, recovered by Munford. They have the ball, 3rd and 8, Conor Morgan. It's Jacoby Young here. Morgan 3 of 6 for 38 yards in the first quarter, 7-0 Munford. Tigers next possession, 2nd and 9. McGrin connects with Bo Clay. 51 yards, first down at the 3-yard line, leads to this. McGrin running the ball in from 3 yards, 7-7. Watch number 4 senior linebacker Matthew Brown here penetrate the backfield, throw Young for a 2-yard loss on 4th and 1, giving the ball back to Cleveland County. McGrin connecting with Grant Harcrow here on 3rd and 10, 23-yard touchdown, 14-7 Tigers. McGrin 9 for 11, 134 yards in the first quarter. However, on the next possession, McGrin intercepted by Sylvester, can you say Sylvester? Sylvester Smith, deep in Tigers territory here as he picks off McGrin here, setting up. They had 1st and goal at one time. Now on 4th and 10, fake field goal. Flutters out of bounds. They take over as the very next play, Cleveland County, 98 yards for a touchdown, and he's gone. He has got, wait, oh, hold on. See, not a bad sign when you see the coaches getting angry at the referees right there. Holding call negates a 98-yard touchdown to Devontae Cantrell. Seems the coaches get a little angry at the referees there. But this leads to a tie game now. Munford has Young's 2nd touchdown of the first half. This one from 14 yards rushing ties the game at 14. However, Cleveland County answers right back. A 4-play, 65-yard drive, all on the ground, culminating with a 31-yard touchdown run by McGrin. Here you see Cantrell getting a couple rushing yards here. We missed McGrin's touchdown run, but this was kind of the culmination of that with Cantrell running the ball. The Tigers led 20-14.5, wound up winning 47-20, averaging 38 points per game through four games. Last year, they only scored 34 total points in their first 4 games.
Exactly. Like you said, south of 80 points for the entire season. And what they've put up so far is it really shows what this coaching staff has done with this football team. A really, really impressive mark there by Cleveland County. We go from 4A all the way over to 7A, the Gadsden City Titans hosting the number 2 team in the state, the Hoover Buccaneers. Hoover looking to challenge Thompson for the 7A state championship. Meanwhile, Gadsden City trying to show that they're part of that team, a part of the class that can rise up in that very tough Class 7A Region 3. Of course, that also includes teams like Hewitt-Trussville is in there. The Vestavia Hills Rebels are also in there. The Thompson Warriors, as we said earlier. Let's go to those highlights over at Titan Stadium in Gadsden City. The Hoover Buccaneers. This used to be the team in the state of Alabama, the team known nationwide. They've taken a little bit of a back seat to the Thompson Warriors, but right now still the #2 team in the state. There you see him getting off to the early momentum there early on in that first game, or that first play of the game right there. Meanwhile, this is CJ Miller taking it for the Gadsden City Titans. He was our player of the week last week, and you see why. A huge touchdown here gives Gadsden City the early 7-0 lead. Hoover answers right back with the pass. Bennett Meredith to Jabari Gaines for the touchdown. The extra point, good. Tie the game up at 7. The Titans right there get a safety overall. That is a 9-7 lead. And the Titans, meanwhile, C.J. Miller getting the touchdown right there. Made it 14-9 Gadsden City, but you see what the Buccaneers did soon thereafter. 44-17. The #2 Hoover Buccaneers looked the part. A really strong performance today and a good start by Ollie Smith and his ball club today. But it's Hoover getting the win over Gadsden City, 44-17. All right, guys, we have less than 90 seconds in the show. What were some of your takeaways of tonight? We were all in kind of different parts of the state of Alabama. What were your takeaways tonight after the second week of region football?
Lots of close games and some big blowouts like we talked about earlier, but I think I like the close games better.
Exactly. All right.
Well, I think that Kyler McGrant at Cleveland County, he throws a really, really nice ball.
Right.
And leads that offense. And I think that he's got a lot of good things to look forward to. He's only a sophomore.
Exactly. We will close out tonight with our Player of the Week. And our Player of the Week comes from Etowah. He had a fantastic game. You heard Coach Ryan Locke talk about his guy a little bit earlier in our segment when we talked to him. Omarion Finch, a wide receiver for the Etowah Blue Devils, a huge playmaker. There he is, right there, ghosted right in front of Mark right there. And you see him. He had a huge game last week in a big region matchup against Aniana. How about this? 6 catches, 4 touchdowns, 216 yards. Get this, he also punted. He had 42.4 yard average per punt. So congratulations to Omarion Finch, a huge contributor in their win last week, another one in their win this week. Congratulations to Omarion Finch, our Player of the Week this week. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. For Anna Catherine Alderman, for Mark Everett Kelly, and our entire hardworking crew here at the Pigskin Roundup. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team 1 can help. If you make $350 a week, Team 1 can finance you. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Team 1 can finance